Hey y'all, welcome back. We're in chapter 3, which is looking at LACAN, an organization in Los Angeles combating the city for human rights. Okay, we're doing this in 5 sections, so this is the second section of this chapter, and we're going to talk about the 4 different pillars that LACAN has, and the first is base building. Okay. I'm going to try and get through chapter 3 today, but we'll see. Okay. Base building is about forming relationships within the organizing networks and coalition in Los Angeles. Based on a mutual vision and mission, trust, respect, and victories, base building is building an organization that reflects the will and needs of its members. LACAN members are residents in Skid Row and surrounding areas whose voice is loud and strong together. LACAN is the voice of the people and speaks out against unjust policies and the laws that are a direct result of racism, classism, sexism, ageism, ableism, and other oppressions. The Los Angeles Community Action Network has expanded beyond the borders of LA in partnerships with the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition, the Youth Justice Coalition, Black Lives Matter, and the Western Regional Advocacy Project, just to name a few. LACAN has a large base of members, usually falling into one of 3 categories: general, active, or core members. And these are the different variations of that. General members express continued interest and support for LACAN by responding to telephone calls or other forms of communication, attending occasional meetings or actions, and providing information or feedback through surveys and other member polling. Active members regularly attend bi-weekly ROC meetings and or actions. ROC stands for Resident Organizing Committee. And core members are active on at least one project, campaign, committee, or other decision-making body and participate regularly in the leadership development activities. Staff and other core members work with emerging core members to solidify committee members' participation in formal leadership development opportunities and other means of deeper involvement so that the group of core members grows steadily. So like some of the committees they had with the Food Justice Committee, I think we're going to go into this, but maybe not. Human Rights Committee, Housing Committee. So like the Food Justice headed like the EBT program for the farmers markets. Housing Committee often will organize around like the low-income housing and residents who are in some of the low-income housing units, ensuring their needs are being met, things like that. One of the ways LACAN builds its base is through committee and campaigns. Civil Rights Committee is a committee. Oh, yep, here we are. Sorry, I should have just kept reading. Civil Rights Committee is a committee of community members and organizers who meet every week to discuss civil and human rights in Skid Row and Los Angeles. Civil rights has always been a cornerstone of the organizing LACAN does, and this committee is a group of people who are all experts of their own experience and therefore efficient and effective in organizing, mobilizing, and acting on any and all injustices brought to the table. Because of the diverse individuals making up the Civil Rights Committee, there is an extremely valuable, accurate, and critical analysis of the systemic oppressions of the current socioeconomic society of today. The Civil Rights Committee values the knowledge and experience of all who come to the table while providing space for each individual to share their experiences and ideas. The group promotes respect by providing complete transparency and wisdom. The opportunity to build community places for us to organize, to build a powerful base of people who can continue to push policy that not only impacts folks in the community, but across the state. It's a quote from Pete when I interviewed him. One of the most important aspects of LACAN, birthed from the Civil Rights Committee, is the previous campaign work against the bids. I did talk about this campaign in particular when I did the collective Comrade for LACAN. Alright. One of the most important aspects of LACAN, birthed from the Civil Rights Committee and previous campaign work against the bids, is Community Watch. Started 10 years ago, Community Watch is a direct response of residents who are feeling the impacts of the private security guards and LAPD in the streets. In 2005, the bid security guards, known locally as the Shirts, were abusing their power and holding a citizen's arrest of a homeless woman who they thought had a crack pipe. At the time, General Dogon witnessed the Bids holding the woman, using too much force and about to break her arm. Dogon stepped in and told them to let her go. The woman told Dogon the item in her hand was not a crack pipe, but an eyeliner. With the encouragement of the community, the Bids released her arm, revealing the item in her hand was indeed eyeliner. The Bids shrugged it off and told her that she was free to go. Reflecting on this moment, General Dogon explains his bewilderment. Who the hell are these guys? I'm looking at their badge. It's all plastic and fake. I'm like, they don't even have a gun on them, you know? They just got some mace and a flashlight. And they on these bicycles, they've got colored t-shirts. Dogon asked others who witnessed about this guards. Dogon was fresh out of prison at this time, so he was back in LA. And this was when he first... Okay. Who are these people? Where are they from? What are they doing? And none of the folks in the community could answer those questions. That's really what concerned me, because nobody could answer my questions. Like, nobody really wanted to get involved. I was told, go to LACAN. They know that. They deal with stuff like that. I said, who's LACAN? Oh, a group of crazy people that's always running back and forth downtown and at City Hall. And I said, well, that sounds like my kind of people. So Dogon went to LACAN the next day and joined the management and core members in brainstorming about how a community watch program could work in Skid Row and what logistics would be necessary to train members. About a year later, LACAN started Community Watch. The teams are made up of at least 3 individuals who have attended a Know Your Rights training and Community Watch training, entailing the ways in which the videotape interactions and document the activity happening in the community. The teams inspired residents to resist and protect each other from the Bids and the LAPD. And Community Watch is the longest-running police watch and community accountability in Los Angeles. Pete White also comments on the importance of Community Watch, saying, so for us, Community Watch is and was and continues to be a socket for us. At this moment, the intervention, right, when we can. When we can be the intervention to simply call to question, and by calling to question, to hopefully provide some space for that officer to think twice. We are hopeful that our intervention can save lives. Community Watch is central to organizing campaign work and lawsuits LACAN files on behalf of the residents of Skid Row, like against the city. Another way LACAN builds their base is through the Residential Organizing Committee, or ROC meetings. The Los Angeles Community Action Network would not exist if it were not for the community members who are the roots of this organization. The Resident Organizing Committee meetings are meetings held twice a month and open to all people in the community. This is a time in which residents who may not be affiliated with any or all of the other committees or campaigns can come and hear what's going on, as well as network and share their knowledge and ideas that further the success of LACAN's organizing in the community. The ROC meetings are a time in which community comes together, honors the work of LACAN and the other community members, and while also sharing space, a meal, and building community. All right, next we're going to talk about campaign development.